Welcome back, everybody. This week, Boston Medical Center is launching a new campaign to help families dealing with drug addiction.
This new peer mentoring program helps put families in touch with others dealing with similar issues. And joining us to talk about the campaign tonight are Michael Botticelli, the executive director of BMC's Grayken Center for Addiction, and Paul Kusiak, who's a parent coach from Beverly. And thank you to both of us thank both of you for joining us tonight.
Thank you guys for coming on. Michael, to you first. Why a peer mentoring program? Why was that important to BMC and the Grayken Center?
So the services we're offering to parents have actually two components, and one is a 800 helpline that's actually trained by licensed clinicians. But we also felt it important as we listen to parents. You know, this can be a really isolating condition for many, many parents. They often feel ashamed to reach out. And there's nothing like talking to a parent who's had special training, but also has had some lived experience in going through this journey. So parents like Paul who've been able to do it. So it's really kind of multifaceted in that they have access to specialty trained clinicians, but also have that direct experience with parents who have had lived experience.
And Paul, if you would tell us about your personal experience right off the bat. We know you had two sons when they were young men, teenagers, 20, who went through addiction.
Yes, my oldest son was injured in running into a steel fence when he was in high school. Compound fractured his leg, shattered his elbow, required multiple surgeries, and a year later he was cleared to play sports. And the first day back at lacrosse practice, we broke the same leg. And during this time, we just met all sorts of obstacles and challenges on how difficult it was to find treatment for them. And at first, we just simply felt alone. We didn't know where to turn. We had no idea. We were clueless about all of this. When we first, did find treatment, about that same time, we also learned that our youngest son, was struggling when he was 16 and a half. So it was a long journey. I describe it as our family's own private 9/11 spread over about 4 years when it was at their worst.
And we should say they're both doing well now.
They're doing great. Thank you so much.
And for both of them, it was opioid addiction, and often that's how it starts. There's an injury, they're prescribed the drugs, and then eventually they turn to heroin. When parents call you and they want to talk with you about an experience that they're having with their child, what's the most important advice that you can give them?
Often it's quite different than what they hear is that they can stay engaged with their loved one, be an advocate for them when they can't advocate for themselves. The system is extremely, difficult, for families, to navigate. And these are good kids. They're just hooked on horrible drugs, and that's the most important piece, I think.
And hearing you say that makes me think that, as a parent, you must become angry. You must have so many emotions about what you're going through, and so you need the help of professionals to know how to cope with the issues. And Michael, when parents call for this helpline, they'll have both the advice of other parents, but also trained professionals are involved as well.
Exactly right. So you brought up a great point that, I think parents get angry. We know that sometimes those kind of communications and that kind of interaction can actually not be helpful to this situation. And, as Paul indicated, parents often need guidance, both professional guidance and guidance from other parents in terms of really not only how do they take care of themselves, but what are really helpful behaviors and communications that they can implement to make sure that they really improve the probability that kids will go into treatment and stay in treatment.
If someone calls this line, what's the process? They talk to a trained professional. They can say, I also want to talk to a parent who might be going through this as well. How does that work?
So these are actually fairly long calls. Calls last around 30 minutes. They listen to parents. They hear what their particular situation is, hear what their needs are, and they actually establish an action plan and follow up with parents with a whole host of resources. And when appropriate, they'll also ask if they would like to be referred to a parent coach. So as much as possible, we have about 12 parent coaches here in Massachusetts. Paul's one of them, that we're going to link them up to a parent coach, and they will have 5 or 6 sessions with parent coaches. But the other nice thing about this website too is that it also links to local resources. So we referring them to local parent support groups on an ongoing basis. So we hope that we're kind of hitting as many services that parents need by the initiative that we're announcing.
Yeah, and it must make you feel so good to be able to be on the other side of this and be able to tell parents that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, it's wonderful to be able to, look at the courage that my sons had and how hard they worked to get through all of this. And a wonderful wife. We were also supportive of them, and it's just wonderful to be able to share that. My oldest has been doing well for over 8 years now. My youngest for over 11 years. I'm really proud of them.
And in fact, Paul just welcomed a couple of years ago. Welcomed a grandchild into the family.
Yes, yes, little 5-year-old little Sam. He's wonderful.
Yeah. Things do get better. Things do get better. It's so important for people out there struggling with this to hear that and hear from you. And it sounds like a wonderful program. What's the website people should go to for this?
So it's www.graykenaddictionsupport.org, and there they'll find access to resources as well as the call-in number. Parents can also text and email, so we really want to meet them however they feel comfortable communicating.
Great. Michael Botticelli, Paul Kusiak, thanks so much for coming in tonight. We'll have that information on our website, cbsboston.com as well.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Eric,
very much.
over to you for the forecast.